Hey, what's up, dudes? Alright. Let me get out of bed. I'm all fucked up, bro. Oh, shit. Oh, dude. Sorry, man. Sorry. Okay. Alright. Anyhow, I'm exhausted, bro. I'm a fucking slave. So, things are going to be a little different with my channel because I'm going to be working 7 days a week, hard labor, and I'm already getting my ass kicked. It's only been, what, 3 or 4 days in. But, anyways, you guys, bro. I just watched an Asmongold video. Asmongold is the only fucking person talking about this. It blows my mind, bro. It's like, and I don't care what people think. People think that I don't know what I'm talking about. And as far as like just that statement where I was like, Asmongold is the first person I've ever seen who fucking talks about this. See, nobody, the reason, look, I am hyper fixated with like laser focus on this subject. Okay? I'm like laser focused on it. While all the popular stuff is about Jews and about illegal immigrants and about, vaccine genocides and scamdemic, dude, this is what I'm hyper fixated and laser focused on, is not popular at all. And so I'm always like watching for any opportunity for this subject to come up so that I can further expand on it, okay? And so I'm going to leave a link to this Asmongold video. It's about 28 minutes. Now, you really need to watch the whole thing. Like if you just have it in the background while you're fiddling around and stuff, no, bro. I mean, like, listen to what Asmongold is saying. Listen to him, This is what I've been talking about since like 2008, bro. Where that's all I talk about. That's all I'm fixated on. And with laser focus. And every year I became more focused, more obsessed, because I can see it happening in real time. And every year from 2008 up until now, every year I become more fixated, more focused, more upset. And then I'm watching and listening to everybody, and they're talking about Israel and Epstein files and illegal immigrants and Trump versus Biden. They're talking about everything else. Nobody is talking about this. And so I'm going to put a link to this Asmongold video. It came out yesterday. And I'm wondering if somehow he might be here listening to my videos. Like, because I've been bringing him up and stuff and fucking... But I don't care. It doesn't matter to me either way. But dude, I'm telling you, Asmongold, he knows what the fuck he's talking about. I'm trying to tell you. I've been trying to say this shit, bro. This is what it's about. I am not the most articulate person, okay? I have my own style of speaking and stuff. Asmongold, he has a more clear way of articulating it. More of an intellectual, whereas I come from more of a, I don't know, like artistic or something. I don't know. But it's just crazy to me because he's the only one I've found that will talk about what I'm talking about. Nobody else does. And it's just like I said, it's because everybody goes and talks about the popular subject all the time. And Asmongold even goes into this. He explains how nobody pays attention to this because everybody's looking at and talking about, everything else. Can a child become a transgender? What about AI? Can AI become a transgender? Should we be putting millions of dollars into transgender like everybody wants to talk about all this gay faggot shit, and then this and then that and nobody will listen because all this gay faggot shit is all the popular stuff, and everybody just follows what's popular. And dude, I'm telling you, he's saying the same shit that I'm saying. Anyways, and I get tired, dude, I work a fucking slave labor job. I work 7 fucking days a week, bro. I live in a fucking prison cell in the desert out in the middle of nowhere where it's 125 degrees for 2.5 months out of the year, okay? Like, Asmongold has the resources, money, and time, and all this stuff to be able to really go into this more than I can. I have a fucking 7 days a week slave labor job. I live in a fucking 8.5 by 11.5 fucking prison cell in a desert in fucking Death Valley, dude. It's not as easy for me to, and he makes money doing his channel. He's got like 4.2 million subscribers, but I'm telling you, he is the only one talking about this. I have been like Mr. Anderson in the movie The Matrix, where he's sitting at his computer, scrolling, looking for fucking Morpheus, and he's like, dude, I have been trying to find anyone that will talk about what I'm talking about for fucking years, bro. Years. Like on internet, like YouTube and all this shit, dude. Nobody. And Asmongold, I only started watching about a month ago, and he's talking about this, dude. And he's right. Everything he's saying is right. And he's got like 4.2 million subscribers, and like fucking 2/3 of his subscribers agree with him. I mean, bro. And this is another thing. See, I've known that I'm right all along. But like I said, everybody wants to follow whatever's popular. See, that's what I mean when I talk about the people have brought this on themselves. I want to address the most recent comment I got in my last video, but again, I work 7 days a week. I'm fucking dude, bro. I don't have time for all this. When I talk about the middle 80%, I'm flipping the script. It's like all this shit talking that the middle 80% talks about the lowest 10%, flip the fucking script, bro. And yes, it is true. I am right. The people have brought all of this upon themselves. And Asmongold is saying the same thing. I'll tell you, I will paraphrase what Asmongold is saying. He's saying the same thing. That everybody, the majority of everyone in this country is so fucking stupid that that's why all this shit is happening. Okay? To address the comment that I got on my last video is the same thing that I'm saying, only I'm regarding the middle 80%. Look, I can go over this and over this and over this, and I don't mind doing it, bro. I don't mind. Because that's what I have to do. I have to continue to go over this and over this and over this. Bro, look. It's like, goes back to the saying Charles M. Schultz said, I love humankind. It's people I can't stand, okay? It's not the top 10% of people I can't stand. It's not the lowest 10% of people I can't stand. It's not the middle 80% of people I can't stand. It's all of them, okay? So, the middle 80% are the people that are least criticized. The most criticized populations, if you think of it in thirds of the top 10%, middle 80%, and lowest 10%, the least criticized is the middle 80%. The most criticized is the top 10% and the lowest 10%. This is all by design. It's all to make the middle 80% fucking stupid state workers, okay? But it's everybody. It's the middle 80%, it's the lowest 10%, it's the top 10%. Just like Charles M. Schultz said, I love humankind. It's people I can't stand. The majority of it, look, Asmongold is right. All of this is happening. This stupid shit about arguing about transgender bathrooms, all this fucking retardation with masses of illegal immigrants, all of this retarded shit with politics and Epstein Islands and scamdemics, and all of this is because people are fucking stupid. And the people in power up at the top want everyone stupid. My point is they have achieved it, okay? So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if the people can vote their way out of this or not. They would be too fucking stupid to vote their way out if they could. Dude, okay, so, okay. But, and the only way to get my point across a lot of times is to flip the script. Going back to what I was saying. The middle 80% talks so much shit about the lowest 10%. Flip the script. Put a mirror on all this shit talk. Haven't you ever heard the phrase, the pot calling the kettle black? The Rush song, what you say about his company is what you say about society. The middle 80% talks all this shit about the lowest 10%. They're talking about their own selves. The middle 80% talks all this shit about how evil the top 10% is. They're just talking shit about them own selves. All you got to do is flip the script on all of this stuff. If you think of it in terms of top 10%, middle 80%, lowest 10%. None of these three groups are any better or worse than the other. The problem is they're all, the majority of them are all fucking retards, dude. They're all retarded. And so, no, there is no voting. Like I said, even if there was a possibility of voting one's way out of this, the majority of people are too stupid to make the correct vote. And this is what Asmongold is saying. Like, bro, you need to watch this Asmongold video and not just have it playing in the background while you're fiddling around and doing shit. No, bro, I mean, seriously, watch this fucking video. I'm going to leave a link to it. And I'm telling you, bro, I have been doing this for decades. Asmongold is the only person that I've ever been able to find who will talk about this. Why? I'm pleading with you to just hear me out, man. You gotta let go of the closed-minded, the bias, all of this stuff, and just listen. This is another thing I wanted to mention earlier in this video because it's 15 minutes 13. Very few people truly know how to listen. Truly. There are very few. And there's a lot less people that know how to listen today than there was 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And this is another thing. Asmongold talks about this. People today are so fucking retarded, dude. They don't even know how to listen. It's retarded, dude. People are retarded, bro. And we bring this on ourselves. Going back to the person who left a comment in my video. Listen to what I'm saying about Sodom. The synopsis of Sodom that's in the Bible that I can recite verbatim. This is the guilt of your sisters. This is literally how simple all of this is. Is this synopsis. This is the guilt of your sister Sodom. She and her daughters had arrogance, abundance of food, and careless ease. But she did not help the poor and needy. Thus, they were haughty and committed abominations before me. Therefore, I removed them when I saw it. It's that simple. People want to ask, why are all these illegals flooding the country? Why is the government so corrupt? Why is all this happening? That's why. That's why. I mean, look at the book, The Grapes of Wrath, written about the economic depression in the 1920s and 30s. The quote that says, if you are in a financial collapse, your own personal financial collapse, go to the poor, because they're the only ones that'll help you. The only ones. If you find yourself in an economic collapse, nobody's going to... The only chance you have of any help at all is other people in the same situation. And like I said, you'd be lucky if any of them will. But they're the only ones that will. That's why this country is going to fucking diarrhea in a fucking ass basket. And it's just that simple. There is nothing more to it. And that is stupidity. Look, it is stupid to have arrogance, abundance of food, and careless ease and do nothing to help all these poor people that are fucking like destitute, fucking third world poverty right outside your door, in your own neighborhoods, in your own communities, in your own towns. Only stupid people do that. And this country is full. The vast majority of people in this country are fucking retards, bro. That's why. So no, they couldn't vote their way out. They wouldn't be able to vote their way out if they could. They wouldn't even, that's how fucking dumb. Dude, I'm telling you, bro. But anyways, I can't, I'm like exhausted. I can't really do the video. That's why I would ask, if you watch Asmongold, he can articulate it better. He gets paid millions of dollars a year to do what I do for free. Okay, because he gets all that money to do it, I guarantee you he's going to do a better job of articulating it than I can. I work a fucking slave labor job 7 days a week. And when I'm not working, like if I get the summer off, I'm in a fucking 8.5 by 10.5 foot prison cell in the middle of fucking Death Valley where it's 125 degrees out here, okay? I just don't have the luxury, time, means, resources, money to do it as well as someone like Asmongold. And I'm telling you, I am shocked to find that there is anybody talking about what I've been fucking talking about. Just on YouTube and BitChute alone, I probably averaged over 8 years. I can comfortably say I've averaged at least 2 videos a week where all I do is talk about this. Okay, and I only discovered really watched him in the last month. And he's talking about what I'm talking about. And I'm like laser fucking focused, hyper fixated on this subject. I'm always looking for anybody who's going to be talking about what I'm talking about. Nobody ever does, dude. Okay. So I'm going to leave the link for that video. I think you guys need to check it out. If you're at all interested in what I'm talking about. Why is it that this one guy, he's the only one talking about it, and he's got 4.2 million subscribers, and he's talking about it, and he's not bullshitting. You can tell that he means what he says. He's not just putting on some true stream media fucking hyped up faggot bullshit act. He's literally pissed off. He's like, I can see him. Like, he's getting so pissed off talking about it that he's about to like shut the camera off and shit. You gotta watch this video, bro. You know. And then the other thing I'll say, dude, I've known for years, okay, that what I've been talking about all this shit about homelessness, lowest 10%, middle 80%, top 10%, homelessness, all this stuff, EBT, cookie crumb, fucking bicycle theft, all this shit. I've been talking about this nonstop, bro, since like 2007, 2008. I'm telling you, okay, look, I've known, first of all, that I'm right. I have been right. It has been proven with empirical evidence that everything that I've been saying has come true. And I've been warning this shit is going to come true since 2007 or 2008, and it's all been coming true, bro. But it's not like, it's just because I can see it. It's like you can see the empirical evidence, you can see the trajectory. And Asmongold is saying the same thing. He sees the same trajectory. It is like, it is fucking plain as day, dude. Which is so crazy that nobody's talking about it. And Asmongold says that too. Like, everybody wants to talk about Epstein and Israel and the Jews and transgender bathrooms and everything else. Race, everything is race, race. And he says it. He says, dude, it is such a lie that all this shit about race is all a fucking lie. And he's getting pissed saying this, saying that this is what it's really about. And nobody's talking. Dude, everything that I've been saying since 2007, he's saying in this video. Okay? And I want to say, I've known that eventually what I'm talking about is going to become popular, where you're going to start to see it in popular and trending on BitChute, and it's going to become the popular thing. And I've known this for years. And I've said for years on my channels that once this starts to become popular, where I see it start to become a regular trending subject, I'm going to completely ghost. I'm going to get all my shit. I'm just going to fucking disappear. Poof. And go find some cave and just fucking get away from everybody. Because once this starts to become popular, what I'm talking about, all of the grifters, liars, shills, all of those people are going to swoop in on it. And all the opportunivores, opportunists, grifters, liars, all these propagandists, they're all going to swoop in on it and because all they ever do is talk about whatever's popular. And so once the subject that I'm talking about, that Asmongold is talking about in this video, becomes popular, which it will, I know it will. I've said this for years. This is eventually going to become popular. Once it does, that means that we're fucked. Once this becomes popular, and it will, once it becomes popular, that's the sign. That is like the 11th hour trumpet. That is like biblical proportions that shit is going, like nuclear bombs are going to be going off shortly after. And it will become popular, trendy, like a regular trendy thing, and all the grifters and liars and propagandists and shills are all going to swoop in, and they're all going to start talking about what Asmongold's talking about in this video, and it's going to be all the time. That means it's over, dude. What's coming after that is like nuclear holocaust. Some country's going to get fallout, all that shit. It's all coming once this becomes popular. This is how big this is. This is how big this is. There's this one channel. I was telling him back in 2016 all this same shit. It was Pockets of the Future. And because I didn't know, I still thought I could reason with this guy. I later found he's a shill. He's just a shill. He's not as bad as some others, but then in other ways he's worse because he's very good. He's very good at what he does. Pockets of the Future. Okay. I reached out to him, sent him an email, donated money to his channel, and told him all this, that this is what's coming, and asked him if he would look into it, maybe talk about it sometime, like just do, whenever, if he gets a chance. But I really think that I'm onto something and that nobody is talking about this. And I thought he was reasonable. And he never responded. Of course, he took my donation, right? And never responded. Okay, then... oh my God, what was it, 2022? Yeah. Then he comes out with the video, and it's called Death by Poverty, which is exactly what I was telling him. Poverty is going to be the thing, not any and all this other shit. It's going to be poverty. They're going to roll it out, bro. They're going to roll all this out. All poverty is all meant. And then, this was back in 2016, way before they're talking about Klaus Schwab and the pods and you alone nothing and be happy. Which is exactly what that's all about. Manufactured poverty. Dude, I was telling fucking Pockets of the Future that this is what it's coming back in 2016. And I gave him a bunch of links to shit to read up on that I've read on, and asked him what his thoughts are and if maybe he could do a video about it, because I believe this is what's coming. I was predicting Klaus Schwab and the World Economics Forum's rollout of the pods and You Will Own Nothing in 2016, and I was telling him, and he didn't say shit. Then in 2022, of course, then when it starts to become popular, then he's putting out videos titled Death by Poverty, and he's talking about how it's going to be poverty that's going to be the big. It's like, okay, fuck, I'm telling you guys, I'm trying to tell you guys, dude, I had a YouTube channel, and it got shut down along with everyone else's back in 2020 or 2021. My channel got shut down. I've been doing video, dude. I had probably 2,000 videos or something, dude. I have been doing this, dude. I've been doing this since 2007, 2008 is when I first started. I've been predicting vague in a vague sense the whole pod thing and all this shit, the Klaus Schwab pods and all this, since 2007, 2008. And I've only gotten more and more adamant since 2007, 2008. Started my channel in 2016 because I was going before city council. I was heavily involved, okay, before I started my channel. And then I started my channel, and that's all it was about, and pumping out videos. And then in 2020, they shut my channel down, deleted all my videos. I had like 2,000 videos or more, give or take 2,000 videos, all about this specifically only. Okay, then I switched over to BitChute, even though I was running a BitChute and a YouTube channel just before my YouTube channel got shut off. So then and then I got my BitChute channel shut down the same. Generally the same way I got my YouTube channel shut down, only they use different tactics to shut BitChute channels down than they do YouTube channels. And so then drove me back over to YouTube, and now I have fucking 48 subscribers and fucking almost 1,000 videos. And a lot of my earlier videos on this channel are about the event that happened to me, but that's connected to everything too. Because, dude, they came after me, bro. They came after me physically. That's why that's tied into how all this happened to me, with my place getting burnt down, getting death threats put out of me, and getting dragged in the middle of murder mess. Dude, it's all tied to my channel and this shit I've been doing. Dude, look at Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was assassinated when he started the Poor People's Campaign. Nobody did nothing, dude. They didn't. It's not coincidence that when Martin Luther King shifted his focus from race inequality to economic inequality, and started the Poor People's Campaign that included a rainbow of the dispossessed, including white people, people of all races that are poor, because Martin Luther King discovered that it's the bigger issue is economic inequality. This is what Asmongold is talking about in this video. And then, Martin Luther King didn't even get to his Poor People's Campaign was set to launch like days before he was assassinated. And it was predicted, dude, it was the biggest thing. It was way bigger than Martin Luther King had done prior to that. And it was because he saw, after doing all this stuff about black rights, all this shit, the picture became clearer and clearer to the point where he saw that this is a money thing. This isn't a race thing. The only color that matters is green. And then he started to consider the poor Appalachian whites, like generations of fucking poor white people in Appalachian shit and all this. And then that's when he shifted his entire focus, and that's when he started the Poor People's Campaign. And they assassinated him days before it was set to launch on the White House lawn. Why didn't they kill him when he was doing the race stuff? See, dude, no, if you think that's a coincidence, then you're at the wrong channel. You need to go watch True Stream Media or something, bro. But anyways, yeah, dude, anybody that talks about what I'm talking about, they're gonna get fucked with. And so Asmongold is starting to talk about it, but he talks about all kinds of stuff. Whereas that's all I talk about. He talks about that, and then he'll play video games and talk about video games and all this stuff. But I think he knows that if he talks about it, they will come after him. So he has to be careful. So about once a month, he'll talk about what I talk about every fucking video. But when he puts out a video, he does a great job, dude. I'm telling you. So anyways, I'm going to leave the link. Watch his video because he has the resources, time, money, all this stuff to be able to put together a video that's more comprehensive than what, I mean, I think his videos are better than mine because he gets paid to do it. If I was getting paid, even like 6 figures a year, if I was getting paid even $100,000 a year just to do this channel, my videos would be way better, dude. Dude, I'd be doing research, all kinds of shit. I'm a slave, bro. So anyway, I implore you, watch this Asmongold video. I'll leave the link below. Thanks for watching, guys. See you.